Yeah, I thought Middle Georgia did a really nice job of getting down 25 and went to the zone, and the zone really bothered us. And so, but this is part of the process. It's one of the things that I told myself this year is that I probably got to be more patient than I ever have been. I've got a lot of guys that not only didn't play for us last year, didn't even play. So timing's going to be off. Chemistry is going to be an issue for a little bit, and so this is part of the process. So when we move on, we get better. I saw maybe one or two good things, but we just got to keep doing what we're doing.
Questions for Coach?
Any concerns about Jeff Thomas and his shootings back to back?
No, not really, because again, you're talking about a kid who didn't play or practice a year ago. The best player in the world that's ever played a game is Michael Jordan. Struggled shooting the ball when he came back after sitting off a layoff. It's not even that you're struggling with an injury. I mean, he flat out couldn't do anything because of the NCAA rules. So that doesn't concern me. That's just part of the timing. I'll be honest with you. I think I'd be a little more concerned if he was making shots right now, because that's just not how it works. You don't come back. If that was the case, there's no reason to practice. You might as well just go and just play. And so that's just part of it. That's part of the timing. We're a good shooting team. That's just going to take time. Same with Isaiah. Isaiah didn't do, Jeremy Hollowell hadn't played really since January. He got hurt in practice last year with the back, and we sat him out second semester, and so he's another one. So it's just the timing. And so, you guys know me. I don't do well with patience. But when it comes, it's going to be great. I just, again, I don't know when, because the chemistry, it's just not quite there. Defensively, we're 33%. We still do the job. I mean, if you make the shots, it looks great. Purposely, I'm glad we actually aren't making these shots, because again, I know part of the process is that if you start that way this year and you start up, there's only one way you can go. And so I'm more concerned about what we do defensively than I am offensively right now.
You talked about that after the Overport game, about the shifts and slides and everything with the zone defenses.
Yeah.
It seemed like that was a problem again in the first half, and then it kind of got straightened out a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, and not so much that. We just, I think we let we got the big lead and we relaxed. I think that we let our shooting affect everything else because we weren't making shots, and all of a sudden we started thinking too much and we were worried about the shot, and we could, stop playing defense. But again, you held them from 1 of 16 from the three-point line. The game, how you saw it is how it is. They shot 32 free throws by driving the ball. The new rules are going to be that way, and so they're going to be a lot. Games are going to be sloppy. There's going to be a lot of fouls. They did a good job of not fouling us, but sitting back in the zone, and it was smart because again, the way we were driving the ball and moving the ball around, we have spent a lot of time versus the man, and so we look good in that regard. So, but that's just part of the process. That's part of growing up, and I think again, I'd rather have that be the problem than I'm looking and thinking, boy, defensively we just don't have it. I think we have a great concept of that. So. So we'll just, we'll keep going and moving offensively with that.
Coach, Marcus Carter seems to have struggled a little bit today in the offense. Is there any reason particular because of that, in the system?
Yeah, he's not the same player right now. He's not the same player from the surgery. He doesn't have his lift. He doesn't have his athletic ability. Again, that's what I mean by the chemistry. We got a lot of things that we've got to kind of iron out. I mean, between the guys who hadn't played, and then Marcus does nothing all summer. With the ankle injury after playing with it last year, and he doesn't have the confidence. The ankle's fine. He doesn't have the confidence, so he has no explosion right now.
Just a more general question for the season. You guys, who is the go-to player for the year in close games?
Yeah, that kind of takes care of itself. We just worry about winning games, and the guy that's hot, that's what we end up doing. So whoever's playing well that day or whatever situation we need. So.
Do they shift to the zone to kind of take Kevin out of the offense because he was rolling early?
No, they couldn't guard us in the man stuff. I mean, we knew that. I think we were up 25 with 10 minutes to go in the first half, and our man started playing the ball screen. We kind of exposed it a little bit, and he did a great job. But I thought actually if we made a couple of shots, I mean, and I'll be honest with you, every shot was a good shot. It wasn't if we were taking bad shots. We missed really, really good shots. Kept setting us out. I mean, wide open shots for guys that. But that's the timing, and that's the, it's one thing to do it in practice, and that's what the guys understand. Practicing games is different. The speed of the game, your heart rate and all that other stuff. When you haven't done that, especially if some of these guys have never done it in college, let alone taking a whole year off. And that's the part of it is just going to take a little bit.
So what can we work on between now and the next game?
Whether we won by 100 or whether we won by 20, it doesn't matter. We keep doing the same thing. You just kind of grind it, you keep getting better. We need days. You need just days. We need the games. We need to get, just kind of to move on. And not get too high, not to get too low about anything that you do. Just keep grinding. This is going to be a process. When it comes, now you guys have heard me say this before, when it comes, this team's going to be really, really good because, again, the weapons that it has. And so early in the year, I'd rather go through the process and be great at the end than not figure it out and be great now, and then all of a sudden, boom, it just kind of hits you. Because at some point in the year, it does. It just hits you. That's just the nature of how games go.
Did he just get a little Charlie horse or something? Is that
Yeah. He's the muscle. I'm sorry. I said the muscle in his leg. Kevin hasn't had a muscle in his leg his entire life, so something in his leg just kind of cramped up. So no, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. But I thought Isaiah Williams kind of gave us a good little lift there for a minute. Again, his timing is a little rusty. You can see off his passing is a little rusty. Jaylen Brown came in and hit a couple shots, and so again, it's going to be that kind of game for us. Again, I think everybody that played for the most part played double-figure minutes, which is something that normally I don't do. We're going to get it to a rotation of really 8, and so we'll spend some games kind of figuring out who to play and where we want to go from there.
Coach, in the second half, you guys seem to come together, kind of figure it out. Is that something you said to them, or did they just figure it out on their own out there?
No, they figured it out the first half. I mean, yeah, you got a 27-point lead or 25-point lead, and again, the zone we didn't figure out. That's what we didn't figure out was the zone. So, we just we got to get a little bit better. And again, I thought our zone offense was great. We just, at the end of the day, you're 7 of 27 from the 3-point line. If you're 14 of 27, it's a whole different deal. So, you don't panic about that. Again, what I'm looking at is I want to make sure we know our system and that we're doing that. And so, again, keeping teams under 60, keeping teams under 40% shooting. So I know the shooting kind of looks like that, but we weren't a great offensive team a year ago, if you guys remember. I mean, we weren't very good offensively, but we were really good defensively, and that's what we hang our hat on, how good we are defensively.
Is that why trying to break up that zone? Is that why Isaiah Williams started the second half instead of Isaiah Dennis?
Yeah, a little bit. We felt like we want to get a little movement, and Isaiah kind of Dennis got a little stagnant up at the top. And so, and then, Jeff wasn't making shots, so we want to put a little extra shooter out on the floor just to see what that would. And again, I'm still not set on a unit right now. That's one of the things that we're doing right now. I'm not set. I want to see how guys, respond by starting. And so that was another opportunity that I get. And we got a game Thursday, and then, then I'll settle on something by the time we get to Ole Miss.
Any looks at Carter Cagle?
Yeah, I mean, it's, he played the last game, and I just wanted to see some different units, and so today just wasn't Carter's day.